Hey everybody, this is Stu Fuchs from Ukulele Zen. It's Monday, it's time for another edition. Another edition of Ask Stu. This instrument is a strum stick. I'm back home in the mothership here and just wanted to take something off the shelf and play it. This is a ton of fun. Google strum stick. Tons of fun. So hopefully in the process of this series you're getting some of your questions answered by osmosis, but please don't hold back from asking your questions. And while you're hanging out down there in the comments section, please click on the link in the video description for Ukulele Zen, the 5-day retreat. It's an amazing experience, if I do say so myself. Being at the Omega Institute in upstate New York is such an unbelievable, transformative, and really inspiring experience. So just click on the link and you'll be able to read all about the amazing retreat that we present every year at the Omega Institute for 5 days of ukulele bliss. I'm just home for a quick spell before I leave for a European tour with Sonatum Car. We're going to be touring all over the continent of Europe. I'm so excited to go back to Europe. This visit, I have no solo dates, but we go to Europe every year, so hopefully next time I come around, I can offer some ukulele concerts, some workshops, and of course, I'll play some guitar too. Every week I've been receiving some awesome questions from you all. This week is no different. This is a short but deep question from Sayan Bola. How to play chord and melody at the same time? Well, this is a question that every ukulele player and guitar player is very interested in. How do you combine melodies and chords into a full arrangement? Let's touch upon some of the principles now. So before we get into this, just want to mention that I did create a 72-page ebook that's for sale on my website. There are tons of great solos in there for all levels of player, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or even a very advanced player. You'll find something in there to really inspire you. And there's also a playlist of videos to support your study in this book on my YouTube channel. Just check out the YouTube channel Ukulele Zen and you'll see a playlist of ukulele chord solos where I go through many of the solos and offer tips and lessons on how to play them. Now, to get things started with an easy chord solo that just about everybody can join in on, I'd like to take the song This Land Is Your Land. This is a song that's good to start with because many people already have the melody in their ear. Forgive me, my international friends, this is a very common song in America. Hopefully you've heard this song by Woody Guthrie as well. So, it starts with a phrase. I'll just play, and then I'll break it down. So just a quick run through of the solo. Let me break it down bit by bit. And the essential skills you need to do is to know the melody cold. You really got to know where the notes are. That's part one. Part two is to see where do those melody notes line up with chords. Many times a melody note will land right inside of a chord. Other times you can arrange it where you play melody and then answer with chords and vice versa. The other skill you're going to need is, if you play this with a thumb, you're going to need to stop the thumb to make sure that it's in control so it's not always playing every string. This is going to be important when you play phrases like this. See how I stopped the thumb from playing the top string? That helps the melody pop out of the texture. So phrase by phrase, I'm not going to have any tablature for this, so just follow along, pause the video, and learn it. See, there's our B flat chord. There's our A chord. You see the melody note is in the A chord. You see it's inside the C chord. Now here I got a little fancy. I moved up to an F7 chord. And did you see how my thumb stopped? goes through it again with B flat. add this note, this G, and then go to a D minor chord, making sure that my thumb stops on that string. Very quick run through, of course, of a huge topic. But please check out the chord solo book. I think you'll find it inspiring. A lot of easy to play stuff in there. And I hope that you enjoy playing this. Next question is from Janet Crawford. And Janet asked, what is the technique for a uke player when playing with a guitar player? I'm a beginner/intermediate player and have a friend who plays guitar. Whenever I try to play with him, it doesn't sound right. Should I be playing in the same key or what? Well, Janet, you definitely want to be playing in the same key. What's confusing is that the shapes on a ukulele and guitar are similar. A ukulele is the same ratio of tuning as a guitar, it's just missing the bottom two strings and it's tuned differently. It's a lot like a guitar at the 5th fret. So without going too far into the rabbit hole of music theory, which is a wonderful rabbit hole to explore, but let's get into some more practical things that you can put into your playing when you're playing with a guitar player. Let's say the guitar player is playing a song like, I don't know, like Walkin' on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. They might be strumming something like this. To think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. So just imagine that this is the guitar strumming. Now if you strum the exact same part, that's fine, but it's a little bit redundant. It can be a wonderful thing to be perfectly in sync and strum the exact same thing. But it's a more interesting arrangement often to do something different. So if the guitar player is playing, you could just play, I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. And what you're doing there is you're creating contrast. So your ukulele is rhythmically kind of stabbing at the music and fitting into their rhythm. This is going to create more space in the music and ultimately be more pleasing for somebody to listen to because now there are two different things going on. So essentially what we're talking about is creating rhythmic contrast. So you're not always playing the same thing. Not to say it's bad to play the same thing, it actually can be great, but sometimes it's nice to save that for the ending, you know, for a really exciting finish, or maybe for a song where you're just rocking all the way through and you're just gonna play the same thing. For most music, it sounds really nice if each player is doing something just a little bit different. And yes, you definitely want to be in the same key, unless you want to be like Charles Ives or something like that and write some far out music in 2 keys at once. The last question for today comes from Karen. She's after my heart with this question. I really want to transition from the uke to guitar, but I don't know where to start. Any tips? Now the reason why I say that you're after my heart when you ask this question is that I went through the exact opposite order. I started on the guitar and then transitioned to the ukulele, and it was a wonderful process. Now of course you'd want to find a teacher, but what you can start to do is to see that many of your ukulele shapes are very similar to the guitar. I'm going to pick up my guitar and show these same shapes to you. Now if you took those same exact shapes and put them on the guitar in the same frets, you get different chords because the guitar is tuned differently. So you have now instead of a G, a D chord. And this, instead of being a C, if you add the extra bass notes that are on the guitar, you get a full G chord. So if all you've been playing is the ukulele up until this point, the guitar can seem massive. It's a big beast, you know, it's kind of scary almost. But if you stick with it, you know, and get your combine your ukulele chords onto the guitar, and you'll see that really a lot of them will go directly directly onto the guitar. You just have to add a few fingers, stretch them out, be patient, and you'll see the guitar will come to you pretty naturally. There's a lot of cool things you can do on the guitar. One of these days I'll play the whole piece for you. So just a little off-the-cuff bit of guitar music for you. That was a piece from Brazil by Louis Bonfa. Thanks so much for watching. I love making these videos for you. I hope that you're enjoying viewing them. Please leave a comment in the section below. Ask your question for next week's lesson, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you'll subscribe to Ukulele Zen and share this video with your friends. Thanks so much. See you soon.